Okay, sorry about that. The sun went in, so I had to adjust the blinds. Okay, so as I was saying, sang. We start with the tongue, tip of the tongue, touching the teeth, bottom teeth at the front there. We make the s sound with the tongue, and then open up the mouth and close the throat with the back of the tongue to make that sound. So it's song. So it's important, you see, when you breathe in, to really expand the chest cavity. So the chest cavity is the thing that we are vibrating. This is our resonator box, you know, like the bass of a guitar or the body of a drum. This is the thing that's going to make the noise for us. So we want to make it big. We want to fill it with air. So it's really important to get that in-breath. And to only use a small part of that in-breath for the s part of the sound. Yeah? So let me demonstrate to you again. Breathing in. Sung. Now you will probably find that you need to do some fine tuning, that you really need to play with this. The key is that that point that I just made, which is you're trying to make the chest vibrate, particularly the sternum. So the sternum bone, that needs to be vibrating. You need to really feel that vibrating. So that's the thing that you're looking for. But actually the entirety of the chest cavity should be having a good vibrate there. So let's have another go. In fact, join in with me this time. Yeah. So make sure you're sat right. Make sure you've got a nice stretched, erect spine. Head's on top of the shoulders, and then breathing in. And again, breathing in. If it makes you cough, that's normal, by the way, because we're working the lungs, and it may actually be freeing up some stuff that you got down there that you don't want, and hopefully it'll help choke it out a little bit. Not choke, but cough it out, yeah? So excuse me for for clearing my throat, but that's probably something that may happen to you as well. If it doesn't happen, it's okay, but don't worry if it does. One more go. Okay, ready? Breathing in. Okay, so let's break that down again. We're breathing in with reverse abdominal breathing. So we're pulling the belly back, lifting the pelvic floor up, and we're expanding the chest. Here's a little note for you. If you want to get the chest really properly expanded, soften the shoulders and try and move them apart in those directions, yeah? So in the upwards, in the vertical direction, they're not up, they're not down, they're not stressed, they're not tense, they're just soft. Once you've got that, you can then try and move them apart. One trick that you can use for this is to try to create a gap underneath the armpits. So we're sort of creating space under the armpits. And by virtue of doing that, we're creating space in the chest. Now for me, when I do that, I don't know if you can notice, it's tending to lift the top of the sternum up. We want to try and bring that back down, because what's happening then with that is it's changing the shape of my spine, so that it's starting to dome a little bit at the base of the neck, and I want to try and get that straightened out. So to do that, I've actually got to drop this down and at the same time bring my head back on top of the shoulders. There is no magic formula here. This is just a way of knowing what's going on with your posture and making physical adjustments to it. Yeah. There we are. So that's hopefully a little bit better now for me. So it's quite useful to sit in front of the mirror and do this. Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to think you're completely bonkers making stupid noises anyway, so you might as well do it in front of the mirror as well. Doesn't matter, let them think that, that's fine, because actually this is doing us the world of good. Provided I'd stop rattling on about it and get on with it, yeah? So let's breathe in, breathing in. Opening the chest. Getting the tongue right. Sang. Vibrating the chest. Make it a competition to see how long you can make that part of the sound last for, because that's the bit that's really doing the therapeutic stuff for you. And again, breathing in. Sang. And again. Sang. Let's have another little break, another little chat. So what do we got? We've got the reverse abdominal breathing. We're bringing the breath up. We're stretching the spine to do that. Softening the shoulders. Moving the shoulders apart to really give us lots of space in the chest so that we can actually bring in the breath. Remember, because we're doing reverse abdominal breathing, because we're closing off the abdomen, we're stopping the diaphragm from moving down. If you stop the diaphragm from moving down, the diaphragm can't inflate the lungs. Instead, what you have to do is use the muscles. We've got muscles in between our ribs, yeah? What you have to do is use those. So you're stretching open the ribs to give space for the lungs to inflate. And that's why it's helpful to get these shoulders further apart. We want to get that chest big, we want to get it full of air, and then we want to slowly deflate it to make this noise so that it vibrates. It's all interconnected. 3 more, shall we? Yeah? You ready? Sang. 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 I said 3 more, but I want to do a 4th. Go for it. Breathing in. Sang. Okay, so notice how I'm going a bit quieter. Hopefully you are as well. This is the parasympathetic nervous system kicking in, if you want to look at it from a medical point of view. It's bringing us in gently, gradually, slowly into a nice, soft, almost meditative state. And that's nice, right? Yeah, it makes you feel good. So, let's do it a bit more, shall we? Breathing in. Sang. 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 One last little pass note for you. When you make this sound, you can send it in various parts of the body. It's very easy for me personally, I don't know about you, for it to travel up into the head. Now that can be a good thing, but that's not what we're trying to do with this exercise. We're trying to vibrate the chest cavity, yeah? So you do need to tune it. And the tuning is really about the shape of the tongue, the amount of stretch that you've got in the tongue, and also tension or stretch in the throat. And so you need to play around with very, very gentle changes in the positioning of the contents of your mouth, if you like, to try to make that sound go down. Remember, you're paying attention to where the vibrations are and making changes and seeing where they go. Having said all of that, wherever you find the sound is, it doesn't make it wrong. It's just where you're at the moment, and you should play with it and enjoy it, and not really think of it as, oh, I can't do it because I can't make the chest vibrate, it's making my left shoulder vibrate or something like that. That's not something to really focus in on, because then you start to tense up and then you start to activate the sympathetic nervous system and get all stressed out. And although really being relaxed and calmed and feeling peaceful isn't the ultimate goal that we're trying to achieve, it's a really nice goal to have in there. It's a really nice effect that we can get from it, and if you're not getting that effect, then it's not properly working. Okay, so play with it as if it's a game, play with it as if it's fun, try and fine tune, try and move the sound around. Okay, try and get it in the chest, that's what we're aiming for, but don't really trouble yourself too much about it if you can't get it there. Just try to work out how changes in the posture and shape of your body changes where the sound goes. 3 more and then we'll finish off. Sound. Last one. And now I'd like you to just stay sat here. Let the eyelids relax and just go into that calm state. And notice whatever sensations you notice, whatever sounds. And just rest with that, just stay with that for a few moments. I'm going to say cheerio until next time, and turn off the video, but please do stick with it for as long as you feel is appropriate for you, yeah? Really bask in it and enjoy it. Bye for now.